Okay, let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. That was horrible. Welcome back to another An Easy Mind reaction. Although, I gotta be honest, this one isn't really a reaction. Well, I did react to it, but the video got corrupted. Lord. But it was a great video, so I said, let's just redo it and act like nothing ever happened. But I remember some of the points I touched on while I was recording it, so hopefully I'll be able to speak on it once again. Um, the channel which I'm viewing this video from is the School of Life. Title: How Keeping a Diary Can Save You. I personally, it's a bit tricky because I don't know if I can call it a diary, but I do write a lot. I take notes. I would rather say. Um, Without further ado, I don't think there's much to say. Let's get right into the video.
What should, in an ideal world, define someone as a writer? It isn't that they publish books, or give talks at literary festivals, or wear black. It's that they belong to a distinct group of people who, whenever they are confused or in distress, gain the greatest possible relief from jotting things down.
Mm-hmm.
Writers, in the true sense, are those who scribble as opposed to drink, exercise, or chat their way out of pain. The act of writing, especially in a journal.
It's interesting how she defined that. Um, I think it was a good way to describe the idea of what a writer is. But I personally, I don't subject myself to any other labels other than my name. But I'm not ignorant. So if one was, if like another individual other than myself was to refer to me as a writer or, whatever other label which may seem fitting or understandable, that's that. You can call me whatever, but I personally myself won't refer to myself as a writer or um whatever other stuff I do or you can call me because I think the idea of individual is so complex that to refer to himself as something as so specific as a writer, I think that mitigates or that eradicates a personal relationship which might be able to be developed with that other person because I think it strips the individual of their personal identity when you put them in such a box as a writer or an actor or uh, an athlete or a carpenter, whatever you wish, whatever profession they're in, to just refer to them as what they're maybe widely known for. And of course, you do that because you wish to understand the individual. But I think you would be more likely to understand the individual if you were to come to an understanding that they are more than just, that label in which they're widely referred to. And I think that's why for myself, I don't refer to myself as anything other than my name. If you ask me what I do or who I am, it's Houston. What do you do for a living? I just do what Houston does. And at one moment I could be writing, at another moment I could be changing a baby's diaper, at another moment I could be taking care of my mother or my father. However, um, whatever the moment calls for. So I think that's just my thinking of it. But the way in which she described of what a writer is, makes sense and is understandable. But I guess I just had to say my piece on that. Let's get back to the video.
Diary is filled with therapeutic benefits.
True.
So deeply do certain ideas threaten the status quo, even if they ultimately offer us benefits. The mind will ruthlessly forget them in the name of a quiet life.
Mm.
But our diaries are a forum in which we can raise and then galvanize ourselves into answering the large questions which lie behind the stewardship of our lives. What do I really want? Should I leave? What do I feel for them? We may not quite know what we want to say until we've started to write. Writing begets more writing. The first sentence makes the second one clearer. After a short paragraph that was summoned from apparent air, we start to know where this might be going. We
Right.
learn what we think in the process of being forced to utter ideas outside of our swampy minds.
I think that's why I prefer writing to speaking. I don't know if you probably have noticed, but when I'm reacting to videos or when I'm just speaking to the camera, I have a hard time organizing my thoughts. I said it on another reaction because all of my like I don't know how to explain it. Well, maybe I should do it. If I had the time to explain, I would. But I'm trying to summarize it as quick as possible. But I just have a lot of thoughts which happen all at once, and sometimes it's hard to get it out because I'm while I'm having these thoughts, I'm thinking about the most efficient way I can take or I can use to communicate these thoughts to other people. And so a lot of times when I'm speaking, I stutter a lot, or I stumble over my words, or I miss words that should be said within a sentence because as I'm saying the sentence, I'm thinking about the next sentence because I'm trying to, uh, uh, formulate a way to speak efficiently. But in trying to do that and being conscious of trying to formulate a way to speak efficiently, I make mistakes, and so it's just this one. So that's why I prefer writing. I prefer taking my time. And the thing is, even when I'm writing, I don't even need to take as much time. I feel like the way I should be better at speaking than I am at writing because I feel like in writing you're supposed to sit there and think about what you have to say. It's supposed to be this battle, and when you're speaking, it's this natural thing. You know what language is, you know what language you speak, and it's just supposed to come out. But for some reason, when I'm writing, this ease which passes over me, and the words just come out. But when I'm speaking, uh, I guess I'm constantly checking myself as I'm speaking because I have to consider the other individual of whoever I'm speaking to. Like, is he getting this? Is he understanding, or is she understanding? Is she getting this? Like, that's something I battle with as I'm speaking, people. But yeah, let's get back to the video.
The page becomes a guardian of our authentic, elusive self.
Right.
Here we can make vows and attempt to stick to them. No more humiliation. The end of masochism. Ordinary life can seem to have no place for stock-taking and moments of grand inquiry, but the page demands and rewards them. What am I trying to do? Who am I? What is meaningful for me? We'd never get away with such things at the dinner table, even among people who claim to love us. But here, they make sense. We can look back at what we've written and understand. The page is a supreme arena for processing. It can drain pain of its rawness. We can get used to disasters and stabilize joys. We can turn panic into lists. 5 ways to survive this. 6 things I am going to tell them. 4 reasons not to despair.
Right.
We won't need to be so jittery in the world outside
Maybe
after
that's
we
why.
have told the notebook all this. The page becomes a laboratory in which to try out what might shock and surprise. We don't need to honour everything we say. We're giving it a go and seeing how we feel. It's the first draft of a letter to ourselves.
Mm.
Looking back at what we have written should be embarrassing, if what we mean by that is hyperbolic, disjointed, uncertain, and wild. If we aren't appalled by much of what we have said to ourselves, we aren't beginning to be truthful, and therefore won't learn. If in ordinary life we make a little more sense than we might, if we are a bit calmer than we were, it's perhaps because, somewhere in a drawer, there are pages of tightly compressed handwriting that have helped us to understand our pain, safely explore our fantasies, and guide us to a more bearable future. We can educate ourselves in the art of
Man, Kierkegaard. But yeah, no. Great video. It was a short video, so there wasn't much that needed to be said. But I think I was able to explain parts of myself pretty well as this video was going along, and I paused along the way. But yeah, school of life with another educational banger. I think I'm gonna coin that, an educational banger. A great video which entices the mind and uh sparks what? Sparks a desire for self exploration. Ooh, I gotta write that down. Well, it's recorded. But yeah. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to turn on post notifications. And if you're not gonna do any of that, at the very least, please do leave a comment. I would like to have a conversation with you. I think I'm getting better at this. Good day.